If you watch TV, you may have noticed a few presidential campaign commercials recently. Matter of fact, it's kind of hard to miss the messages put out on websites, newspapers, phone calls to your parents, people knocking on your door at home. Face it, Virginians are popular with political candidates this year. Why is that? Why are we Virginians so popular with politicians lately? Well, Virginia is known as a swing state in the 2012 presidential campaign. We're learning more about the election process through a cool website where even kids like us can vote at nationalmockelection.org. If you want to tell the world which candidate you prefer to be president, even if you're not 18 years old yet, you can cast a vote on this site. Ask your teacher or parents if your school or class is registered. There are lots of interesting information there. We want to learn more about the whole deal. After looking at some of the information on that website, we tracked down PWCS students who are involved in the presidential campaigns for both parties. The first one we were able to interview is a Woodbridge High School student who is also volunteering for President Obama's campaign for re-election.
I'm Alana. We work out of this office and storefront in Tackett's Mill in Woodbridge. There are a lot of offices in the area, but this one is closest to my high school. Another volunteer activity we do frequently is called canvassing, where we go door to door to inquire as to whether people are registered to vote and provide information to those who haven't yet registered as to how to complete that process. I've helped out with making phone calls to citizens in my area. Sometimes we ask if they can help us by also volunteering. Sometimes we ask if they would be interested in participating in a rally. President Obama came in person to speak and elaborate on some of his continued strategies for governing the country. It was amazing to hear him speak in person. It made the time I volunteered here even more meaningful to me. I saw him in person, then saw the clips from his speech on all the news programs that night and the next days. Amazing!
Hi, I'm Summer Bailey. I go to Benton Middle School. My family has been supporting Governor Romney's campaign for president. This election seems more challenging since our economy is way more challenging than before. My family supports me in learning more about this campaign and the whole process. My grandmother says we're going to be voting soon enough, so we better pay attention to what's going on now. This is one of the campaign offices of Republican Party presidential candidate Governor Mitt Romney in Gainesville, Virginia. Volunteers make calls to garner support for Governor Romney and invite supporters to rallies in the area. They ask if they can help by also volunteering and invite citizens to participate in campaign events, debate watch parties, and rallies for Governor Romney's campaign for the presidency. According to the National Archives, archives.gov, when you vote in the presidential election, you also help choose the electors for the next presidential election, who will then represent your state in the Electoral College. Voters may see the elector's name on the ballot below the name of the candidate running for president, but that varies for each state. The Electoral College is a process, not a place. The process consists of the selection of the electors, the meeting of the electors where they vote for president and vice president, and the counting of the electoral votes by Congress. The winning candidate in most states is awarded all of the state's electors.
There are candidates for parties besides the Democrats and Republicans, such as the Libertarians and Independents. That part of the process is called the popular vote. A candidate can win the popular vote of all the citizens of the United States and not become president. That happened in the election of 2000. The president and vice president can also win the most electoral college votes, at least 270. According to VirginiaElectoralCollege.org, the Electoral College is composed of 538 electors nationally. Each state receives a number of electoral votes equal to the number of its members in the U.S. Senate plus its members in the U.S. House of Representatives. Washington, D.C. also receives 3 electors. Since the Electoral College process is part of the original design of the U.S. Constitution, it would be necessary to pass a constitutional amendment to change the system. That's kind of confusing, but all this important stuff for students to know. We're going to be running the country in a few years. For PWCS TV, this is Peyton Wild, iReporter.